Southern Indiana FC Soccer is presented by River City Mortgage. Your dream, our commitment, and the final game, regular season game of the year. Jackson, Tennessee, Boom, and Southern Indiana. Live from the Green Valley Soccer Complex alongside Brant McCoskey. I'm Jonathan Mathis. And Brant, final game of the year. What a first year it's been for Southern Indiana FC. They come in, you have the hope of the brand new toy being unleashed in the soccer world down in Southern Indiana, and it couldn't have really gone any better.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been a fantastic season for Southern Indiana FC. What I love about this matchup today, but really for this first season, is you couldn't have predicted anything like this for Southern Indiana FC. What owner Nick Hunter and coach Andrew Minnis have done in the first year, the whole team, the whole community has really bought into this whole team.
And I think we'll be able to talk about this later in the game, Brant, Jonathan. The community outreach of this team, and very impressive getting built up for this final game. But what's also important getting built up for this final game? Playoffs. And we know the matchup for Southern Indiana FC. It's going to be we know the matchup.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
We don't know if it is going to be here in New Albany or if it's going to be on the road just yet. And so what do you think is going to need to be proven on the field today? Yeah,
so big thing for Southern Indiana FC tonight is just take care of business. They really need to take care of business tonight, get on the board early. This team can score, and they can score fast. They need to take advantage of every single opportunity that they have in front of the net. They've been able to showcase that this year. To be honest with you, Jonathan, they've been able to score 3-4 more goals than they actually had in the match. So they need to take advantage of those opportunities tonight, get the job done, and then move on to the playoffs next week.
Bowling Green was the name I was trying to summon out of the hat. So it's Bowling Green, and that's the team that Southern Indiana just fell to. And so it'll be interesting. You have that matchup. They played them twice this year. They drew the first time. They fell the last game, first loss of the year for Southern Indiana. And a big difference there. 5 guys out against that last match, and most of them are back, everybody except for Haji.
Yeah, it's great for Southern Indiana FC to have everybody back. Obviously, Haji out tonight, but he will be back for the playoffs. So fans at home, just so you know, Haji will be back for the playoffs starting next week. But yes, the team is healthy, which is great. The main key tonight is keep the team healthy, but I want to see that chemistry. I want to see that cohesiveness back on the field with the main guys that they're going to be rolling with come playoff time next week.
What do you mentioned earlier, the offense of this team has been outstanding. What do you think are some of the keys for tonight's game?
Biggest keys for tonight's game, as per Coach Andrew Minnis, is to score early, create chances, take advantage of every opportunity that they have in front of the net, not only making good runs, but also taking advantage of set pieces. Second is limit turnovers in front of the goal. Defensively, they made a couple critical mistakes last week against Bowling Green that they ended up paying for. So last but not least, they need to be better on set pieces, on the attack and defensively, and make sure, the biggest thing is making sure that every attacker is accounted for. They had a big slip up late in the game against Bowling Green last week, so really just making sure that they're dedicated defensively, to make sure that every attacker is accounted for and they're not having any slip-ups at the back.
Sometimes that can just happen if you're a really good offensive team, where you can just get so focused on offense that the defense can kind of slip a little bit. And if you want to look at moral victories, then losing in the penultimate game of the year gives you an opportunity to work out the kinks before it gets super serious in the playoffs coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. But biggest thing for Southern Indiana FC is making sure that, because you and I had talked before the broadcast tonight, that this team is so fast. They have such a great offense, but really they are sound in every aspect of the field, offensively, defensively, in the midfield. And with Zane Love at keeper, he really is, and I've used this in other broadcasts before with Zane Love, he is like Zach Edey in the net. He is a big body to have in that net, and that's exactly what you want. And Coach Andrew Minnis loves Zane Love in goal, because when you have a good keeper, a solid keeper at the back, then you can really build a foundation. And this team, first year, they're going to do a lot of great things moving forward as well.
So when you think of what has jumped out at you this year about Zane Love, because having size is one thing, but you got to have a low post game if you're going to be a great center like Zach Edey. What does he bring, the intangibles that make him such a great goalie for this team?
Yeah, he's a fantastic keeper because he's not afraid to come off his line. He's quick, both left to right. I've seen him. This is my 5th match with this Southern Indiana FC team. But Zane Love being at the back, he's quick, he's fierce, he's a great communicator, he's a great leader for this SIFC team, and it's really what Andrew Minnis wants.
And you see getting ready to begin the final regular season game of the year. Really wonderful attendance at the Green Valley Soccer Complex. Wonderful venue for this team, and just how much they've enmeshed themselves in the portion southeastern Indiana. Whole community has been very impressive, and they'll put on a show tonight. Zane Love in goal for Southern Indiana. Salati, Igor Ibrahimovic, Diallo Irakozy, David Ibrahim Kadic, Nikosi Graham, who played at Evansville, Jake Calderbank, Luca Perrin, Seti Muhammad, Daiki Asawa, and Vlad Peretieko will be the 11 for Southern Indiana, taking on the Jackson, Tennessee Boom. As we're underway, that's Perrin along the back end. What a great addition for the Southern Indiana team coming in, getting ready for the playoffs. Always good to add a player like Luca Perrin.
Yeah, absolutely. Solid at the back. Another big name that you mentioned there at the beginning, Jonathan, is Daiki Azawa. Having Daiki back available for this team up at the top is going to be huge for Southern Indiana FC in their attack game.
For the opposition tonight, Alberto Martinez, Pedro Grajilo, Damian Fernandez, Alvaro Rodriguez, David Panique, Arturo Godet, Osidel Moreno, Alexis Sosa, Raul Fernandez, Josue Rodriguez, and Mark Hernandez is the goalie representing the opponent as first minute in. And I think what you want to see, maybe, you want to be able to set up, if you have an explosive offense like Southern Indiana, then you want to be able to have a defense that can just set it up for them and be able to control the ball when it gets to them. And we saw that right out of the gate.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And biggest thing for Zane Love tonight as a keeper, and this is a separate conversation, but make Zane's life easy. Zane is going to be barking at the back all match long. He wants to keep his sheet clean, keep the whole score 0 on his end, right? But yeah, just make his life as easy as possible, so they can build from the back like they're doing right now.
And here's Perrin. So important to have a center back that has good field vision too.
Yep, absolutely. And knowing that this back line is healthy again. Owner Nick Hunter and Coach Andrew Minnis on our call yesterday, he was saying how very important it is to have that great opportunity there for Southern Indiana FC. Great ball across the middle. Unfortunately, couldn't get a touch on it. But having a healthy back line is so critical when you go into the playoffs.
And one that is just cohesive, too.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, you saw the timing maybe slightly off, but everyone on the same page, too. Trying to find Graham was Vlad Peretieko, and it just slid just in front of him. And David Ibrahim Kadic slides it inside. There's a little nudge and a foul call, and that's going to be a free kick. Not a penalty kick outside of the box, but well within striking distance for whoever is going to line this up.
Yeah, unfortunately for Southern Indiana FC, this is where Haji would really play a big role on these set pieces. He had a screamer of a goal against Chattanooga back in the second match of the season. A beautiful shot, but can't really see who that is from here.
I think it's Vlad Peretieko.
Yeah, and like Andrew Minnis said, he wants his team to be a lot better on set pieces when it comes to organization and being able to take advantage.
Well, the first test of that is a line drive shot that's deflected away by Mark Hernandez, who had that lined up very well, and then the tackle along the sideline. It'll be a throw-in for Jackson, Tennessee Boom, or at least it'll be a free kick for them just inside that out-of-bounds line. What I think is interesting, though, Brant, was we talked about is this quickly turned over. Played over to David. Of the two Ibrahimovic brothers, David wearing the 11, pouncing on that ball is Diallo. And everything looking Southern Indiana at the moment on a beautiful day in New Albany.
It's a fantastic day for some soccer in Southern Indiana. What this Jackson team needs to watch out for is David Ibrahimkadic in that central midfield position. He can strike from anywhere. He's so fast. He's great with the ball at his feet.
There's his brother Igor, who muscled up the challenge and wins the ball back for the boys in teal, wearing white today. Calderbank. All the way on the outside to Diallo. Nice move. Crosses it in across the face of goal.
Great
and
finish.
Tipped on.
Excellent finish.
1-0 Southern Indiana in a flurry. Diallo fed it in front of goal.
Absolutely fantastic finish.
And I believe I held off on, I believe it's Igor Ibrahimkadic, who was able to knock it in. And that would be his second goal of the year. That means among the Ibrahimkadic brothers, that's 5 of them combined.
Yeah, a great cross across the middle. Igor, just a fantastic, right place, right time. Just absolutely fantastic one-touch finish to the back of the net.
And a quick strike. So we talked about the keys, right? And already 5 minutes in, we got a couple answers. That offense from Southern Indiana with the everybody back, or most everybody back, looks awfully sharp and well tuned up. We asked Andrew Minnis, the head coach for Southern Indiana, what he was feeling and how his training, and he said it's been pretty good so far, and we see they've come out sharp here.
Yeah, he said, you said it absolutely right. Training has been great this week. Everyone is bought in. Their biggest thing is getting a response from last weekend's loss, and they're already getting that 5 minutes into the match. This offense looks fierce so far today, already creating a couple opportunities and taking advantage of one of them so far.
6 minutes in, penalty on Southern Indiana, free kick for Jackson, Tennessee. Boom. Driven on towards goal, deflected down, and Zane Love doesn't have to do anything. Just saunters over and collects it. You add that up now. That is for Southern Indiana, 28th goal of the season, which is third best in the league in the Kentucky-Tennessee division. What I think is really impressive, especially for a team that Andrew Minnis was harping on of needing to be sharper on the back end defensively, only 10 goals allowed for Southern Indiana, which is by far and away the least allowed of anybody in this particular division, which I think, how do you square that peg? Is it the sharp defense? Is it elite goalkeeping? Is it both? Or is it opponents just shooting wildly?
So, Jonathan, that's a great point. What this defense can do, in with Zane Love at goal, it's both great defense, great goalkeeping together. But this defense, when they are disciplined defensively, they will swallow up any attack. As soon as an attacker gets the ball, they're closing in 1-2 touches, they're there. And that's exactly what they can do on any given match day, and they're showing it tonight.
A little tussle there. Calderbank got tied up, and a yellow issued pretty quickly into this match. Jake Calderbank, another player that has come on very strong for Southern Indiana in the rookie season.
Yeah, Jake was a late signing for Southern Indiana FC. He's been great every match that I've seen him so far. He brings a lot of energy, a lot of pace to his play. Again, on that back line, having him on that back line has been huge for Southern Indiana FC. Great addition.
Two-man wall. And the Boom looking for their first effort, and it was boomed indeed. It was sailed over goal, and for the second time in the last couple minutes, Zane Love didn't have to do much to be able to recollect that ball. Here's the replay of it. Just got all of it.
And I love seeing this replay. I love watching and seeing that all attackers were accounted for. Just what Coach Andrew Minnis wanted as one of his keys tonight is making sure that defensively on set pieces, that's a fantastic
ball. What a move here. That's David Ibrahimkadic. looking for help, and there's Diallo sprinting up the sideline. You heard the coaches on the sideline begging him to make his run. He eventually did so, but it wasn't quick enough, so Southern Indiana reverses field, a worm burner that scoots to the left of goal, and so an opportunity not capitalized on, but still 1-0 the score in favor of Southern Indiana in the final home game of the year.
Yeah, great run up the middle by David Ibrahim Kadic. Unfortunately, Diallo couldn't get up there fast enough to keep that continuation going with speed, but another great opportunity for Southern Indiana FC, already up 1-0.
This one easily won back by Diallo. Taken away by the Boom. And a high foot. And that one stings if he did connect with him. So free kick here for the Boom. Southern Indiana so far this year, I mean, when you look at brand new team, plus 17, plus 18 now in the goal differential. Here's you just saw the swipe of the replay. Average 3 goals per match, just over 1 allowed. Pretty darn good. Yeah,
and like we had talked about, this team can score and score quickly. They've done a great job of taking advantage of their opportunities in front of goal. Unfortunately, they could have scored 3 or 4 more per match, as we've spoken with Coach Minnis and Nick Hunter about that. So really, going into the playoffs, it's making sure that they're honing in on their attack, making sure that they're able to take advantage of those opportunities. So a great scoring team, great cohesiveness all over the field for this Southern Indiana team. But yeah, making sure that as they go into the playoffs starting next week, that they are on point.
They're after a slight defensive lapse. Southern Indiana responded very well, and they're looking to add another one to their tally.
Fantastic finish. Nice little chippo over the goal. Love that.
2-0 Southern Indiana. And this was after, as you saw, it looked like maybe a tipping point. Is Jackson, Tennessee going to get on the board? And then Southern Indiana, not only did their defense rally to the ball, they won it back, setting up the goal, and it is 2-0 Southern Indiana.
I love that. Vlad got the ball at his feet. Goalie had to make a decision. Keeper had to come out. Just put a nice little chip right over the keeper. Makes it 2-0 Southern Indiana FC. And the boys in teal are rolling already.
They are. First goal of the year for Vlad. And what a way. If you're looking for a tune-up for the playoffs, it's been a tremendous start to this game for Southern Indiana. A delicious start, really. At Chicken Salad Chick, we make our food from scratch every day using fresh quality ingredients. We have 12 flavors, Brant, 12 of them, of chicken, 12 flavors of chicken salad, plus soups, sides, sandwiches, and desserts. Whether you're craving traditional, savory, spicy, or fruity, and nutty chicken salad, we have something for everyone. Visit Chicken Salad Chick on Veterans Parkway in Jeffersonville. Coming soon to Oxmoor Mall in Louisville, or order online today. Ibrahim Kadic turns it back over. The Boom looking to get on the scoreboard. Here's a wide shot. That was a glancing blow, I thought. It looks like it didn't get enough on it to move it out of bounds, and Love hurls it back into play.
Now, there's a great example of what Coach Minnis was talking to us about, staying disciplined defensively, not getting caught in a numbers game where they are at a disadvantage on the number side, losing the ball in transition, losing the ball in their own half. He wants Southern Indiana FC to cut back on that significantly as they head towards the playoffs next week, but hopefully they can get that under control tonight.
How do you, when you think about what happened against Bowling Green, now granted 5 players are out, but what did you learn from that game, observing it? Here's another great run by Diallo. Hold that thought, Brand. Great cross, wide open in the middle. Nkosi Graham has to switch it back, and that's 2 goals on the day for Igor Ibrahim Kadic.
Igor Ibrahim Kadic with a beautiful one-touch strike to the left corner of the net. Absolute perfect finish, perfect placement. What a strike.
If at first, you just get one, feel a little greedy, a one-timer in honor of the Stanley Cup, from Igor, and the team leader, one of the team leaders, nets 2 here in the early going, and it's 3-0 Southern Indiana.
Yeah, fantastic start to the match for Southern Indiana FC. The attack looks so solid. Coach Andrew Minnis will be very, very pleased with his team so far in this match. Great finish by Igor Ibrahimkadic right to the left side of the net. That was excellent.
It seems, especially from that right side, whenever Southern Indiana's been able to play the ball out to Diallo, great things have happened.
Yep, absolutely. Diallo is a solid player on that side, and he's a great playmaker, great play creator, great distributor of the ball, knows exactly where his teammates are going to be inside the box, and he can connect.
And he's manned up a man on defense, too, and another turnover. Errant pass. Osawa feeds it inside. Nkosi Graham goes down in the box. And did they blow the whistle on
penalty?
They did. And this could be 4-0 for Southern Indiana. Nkosi Graham took the cleat in the wrong direction and picks himself back up, and it'll be a penalty kick for Southern Indiana.
Yeah, Nkosi Graham got the ball at his feet. Great run towards the box. Tries to cut it back. Defender clips him. He goes down. It looks like Nkosi Graham's going to get a shot at this PK.
Nkosi Graham, former Evansville Purple Ace, looking for his first goal of the year. It's him and Mark Hernandez. And Hernandez gets the save, but it ricocheted out, and Graham couldn't quite chase it down. It stays 3-0.
Excellent save by Hernandez. Nkosi went exactly where you want to go. He went low into the outside, and Hernandez just picked correctly.
And it's just that's the breaks of the penalty kick sometimes. You execute well, but it's the goalie does too. From the far outside. With great pace.
Excellent pace.
Vlad hits the brakes. And just keeps it outside. That was Seti Muhammad who brought it up. And Vlad Berdieko took it towards the outside. It'll be a throw-in for the boys in teal.
I love what I'm seeing from Vlad so far.
He's really looked in control.
He has. He's looked in control. He's great with the ball at his feet. Been able to find teammates. Obviously connected on that one goal with the chip over the keeper. Doing a fantastic job tonight.
I think something, if you're a Southern Indiana fan, you have to be really encouraged by with just the poise of this team. There haven't been that many moments where Jackson has put them on their heels. There was really one.
Yep.
Where Jackson put them on their heels, and Southern Indiana responded tremendously well to it, led up to that Vlad Berdieko goal.
Yeah, and another thing that Coach Andrew Minnis and I have talked about previously during the season is he wants to wear his opponents out with their pace. This team is built with speed. He wants to wear his opponents down.
Muhammad. David Ibrahimkadic. On the ground, wide of goal. You mentioned trying to wear them down, drain their energy some. Orion Renewable Energy Group wants to do the opposite. They're a proud supporter of SIFC. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families with clean, renewable energy. There's power in the sun, and Orion Renewable Energy Group is developing clean green energy with new solar projects across Southern Indiana. To learn more, visit orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana.
Little goal kick action here for Jackson Boom.
It's Hernandez who launches it towards midfield. Nice job up in the air by the Southern Indiana midfield. Diallo got his foot on it.
If you're Coach Andrew Minnis right now, we're in the 18th minute. You're excited about what you see from your team, knowing that you have Bowling Green again next weekend. Whether that's home or away, we still don't know yet. That will be decided after 8 o'clock tomorrow night. But knowing what you've seen so far.
Another one.
Nkosi Graham with the finish.
That's 4 now. Nkosi Graham, he had the chance at the penalty kick. Not able to convert it. It was the goalie guessed right, but this time he could have been Nostradamus and he would have been able to get a better read on that ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost lost his footing there as he struck it with the left, but great finish by Nkosi Graham, getting a tally on the board for Nkosi Graham there.
The most goals that Southern Indiana scored this year, 7, but it is the boys in teal, 4 of them here in the first 19 minutes of action here in New Albany.
Yeah, absolutely. And another name that we can call out again is Vlad, who was on the assist for that goal as well. So he's been all over the pitch tonight, which is fantastic for SIFC.
And if you're Jackson, just to stop the bleeding, if you'll try to maintain some possession, but the aggressive defending of Southern Indiana, and this could be something where you can almost sense that they're trying to take some of the frustration out from a game ago.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great point of view there, Jonathan, is that this team knew that they had to bounce back from that loss last weekend, and they came out tonight with a vengeance, and they continue to just pile it on, and it's 3-0. Sorry, scratch that. 4-0.
The goals have come in so quickly that it can be hard to count them up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This SIFC attack has been absolutely solid tonight. On a beautiful night in New Albany for some soccer.
A little bit of a scorcher out there. But that's what you can expect from the summer.
Yeah.
And speaking of the heat, SIFC is brought to you by New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning, serving Louisville and Southern Indiana since 1978 with thousands of satisfied customers. They provide reliable installation and repairs for your furnace or your air conditioning needs. For more information and a free quote, call New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning at 812-944-6019 or Google New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning. Just trying to weave those in.
I love those.
Organically.
Those are great.
Big thank you to all of the sponsors who've made this such a wonderful first year for Southern Indiana. I think what's so neat is when you have a new club, and you know that you're playing overseas, when you have like a club, the importance in ingraining them in the community is so invaluable. And this isn't just some franchise that's handed out. This is a complete independently owned, sprouting up out of Southern Indiana, and the outreach from this club with the region of Southern Indiana has been very well enmeshed as the defense is trying to deflect away this attack from Jackson, Tennessee.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about building in the community, as Nkosi Graham has a beautiful run here. He's got Vlad to the left. What's he going to do? Oh, he's in. Finish it. Fantastic finish by Nkosi Graham.
He entered today with no goals, and now he has 2 in the 19th minute and the 22nd, and Southern Indiana is ablaze, and Nkosi Graham is the igniter.
Nkosi Graham, great run up the side. He had Vlad to the left, chose to take it himself. Beautiful finish into the corner of the left side of the net. Beautiful finish by Nkosi Graham.
5-0, Southern Indiana. Timeout on the field. Boom being able to try to regather themselves lets us give thanks to a couple other sponsors before we get back, before you were rudely interrupted with an exciting play, an offensive brilliance by Nkosi Graham. But first things first, you can discover the difference with Covent Realty, your trusted partner for residential and commercial real estate sales, as well as building and remodeling projects. Whether you're searching for your dream home, seeking the perfect commercial space, or looking to transform your property through renovation and construction, Covenant is here to make your vision a reality. Contact owner Travis Atkinson today, and let's build something extraordinary together. Call 502-641-9951.
Yeah, a much-needed hydration break for the players on the field. It is a hot one out there on that beautiful turf at New Albany. But going back to what we were talking about earlier, Jonathan, is this team, this entire community has wrapped itself around Southern Indiana FC, and the players are absolutely giving back to the community. Biggest thing for them is being positive in the community, using their platform, getting the players in the community, getting the mascot in the community, the no-name mascot still as of yet. Hopefully they'll have a name for him come fall season, but doing school visits, you name it. They were out at the farmers market this morning. They're out at the farmers market, which is really cool. Yeah, I saw pictures of that on social media. If you haven't followed Southern Indiana FC on social media, absolutely do so. They have a great following. They have a great social media team at Southern Indiana FC. Here's a beautiful replay.
That's the first goal of the game.
That was Igor's goal.
These are the whole slew of them.
Vlad there. Yep, absolutely.
All 5. Kosi Graham lining up Ibrahim Kadic.
Yeah, just an absolute attacking onslaught for Southern Indiana FC. Here's Kosi Graham getting his first goal of the match, first goal of the season for him. And then Nkosi Graham again, beautiful run up the side, just tacking on another one. Excellent finish.
Nice job carrying that from his left to his right and just letting fly. By the way, 86 degrees right now. And the weather app says what is obvious to everyone, it's sunny.
It's couldn't tell. Couldn't tell.
Clear skies.
My guess is it's another 10 degrees warmer on the field with the turf. So you're probably looking a little over 90 degrees on the field for these players in the beating sun. So yeah, they're going to need some hydration breaks. It's going to be hot. But another thing, being out in the community, this is my 5th match with Southern Indiana FC. You look across, those stands are packed. They've been packed every single home match, and it's because this team is out in the community. They're building that relationship with this community and the surrounding areas, and Nick Hunter and the rest of the organization have done a fantastic job getting this team involved everywhere they go, building a positive platform, and it shows.
Yeah, and I think what's also, it's a community that has been outside of high school sports relatively overlooked because you just defer to the bigger cities around, and then Southern Indiana FC comes in, sets up shop, does it the right way, and voila, people show up for it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you've got Lou City right across the river from where New Albany is, and here's another opportunity.
A little too far in front, a little firm touch from Nkosi Graham, and Vlad not able to run it down.
Yeah, again, you give David Ibrahim Kadic some space, just a little bit of space in the middle there in the midfield, and he's going to take advantage of it.
Zane Love plays it forward. Kept it on the ground. It was intercepted away. There's a boom. That's punch time by Zane Love and into the parking lot.
Great save by Zane Love. Looking alive on that one.
Man, that was a bullet too, as you see the time, and Zane Love had that ball read well, and here's the replay of it. Look at this, just blast, set up well, and Love, no sir.
Yeah, really Jackson, Tennessee's first, the Jackson Boom's really first opportunity at a goal-scoring opportunity. Here's a set piece.
And this is one of those question areas for Andrew Minnis. Can Southern Indiana defend it well? And the answer is yes.
Now, here's where they need to attack. They need to get in transition. They need to take advantage of the speed that they have down the side, which is exactly what they do. They have Vlad in the middle here.
That was Muhammad who was blazing up the sideline and tried to play it in, and it was not able to connect just quickly enough. As Hernandez puts it back in play, and now we're in the transition game as the Boom looking for anything, any signs of life, and it was snuffed out again by Calderbank.
Yeah, and that's really where Southern Indiana FC can beat you as well. Is as soon as Zane gets the ball, he's going to play it fast to any open man that he has, and then they're going to beat you with speed. Unfortunately, couldn't take advantage of it. But then they had to get back in transition because they had pushed everybody forward, so they all had to get back. So great job by Southern Indiana FC getting back.
And David Ibrahim Kadic, a little too aggressive, gets the yellow, second one of the day for Southern Indiana FC.
Here's a replay. Yeah, a little bit of a late tackle there.
Here it comes.
Yeah, a little bit of a late tackle there.
Halftime. Skill ability. Players will be
I don't know. He got a lot of ball on that one. That was a questionable call, but either way, going the Jackson Boom's way.
At the north end of the field.
Sailed in, headed out.
Thank you.
Just a little bit disjointed have been the Boom, and here comes Southern Indiana. That pass a little bit behind Vlad.
Oh, great little backheel pass.
And Nkosi Graham. And Southern Indiana in control. Forever Lawn Kentuckiana is the premium synthetic turf partner of SIFC, specializing in residential putting greens. That'd be great. Playgrounds, dog runs, and mini sports fields, as well as commercial dog parks, full sports fields, and playgrounds. No job is too big or too small. With Forever Lawn Kentuckiana, the grass is always greener with Forever Lawn. That'd be fun to have a residential just putting green in your backyard.
I would love to have a putting green in my backyard. That'd be fantastic.
You see, Jim Nance has a replica of one of the holes on
Pebble Beach.
Pebble Beach in his backyard. There's a little kick save by Hernandez. We'll put that call in, Brand, for you for Forever Lawn Kentuckiana, if they can replicate that in your fine area of residence.
I don't have the slope that Jim Nance does in his backyard.
Or the access to Pebble Beach.
Or the access.
Yeah.
Now, I love what Southern Indiana FC is doing right now. They're playing possession. They're playing at their own pace. They are in absolute control of this.
A little chip shot attempt there from David, and handled well by Mark Hernandez, the goalie for the Boom.
And what that shows me is that they can play with pace. They can play under control, but they're also building that cohesiveness on the field as they move into playoff action next week.
And by the way, so the playoff scenarios, we hinted towards this. Southern Indiana is in, but where is the question? And they'll either be the 2 or the 3 seed. Currently, they're in third. Now, with the win today, hypothetically, get the win, then that would move them into second over Bowling Green, who plays tomorrow. Now, here's a couple scenarios. If Bowling Green is victorious in their game against Pre-College, then they would be the 2 seed. They'd host the playoff game. Southern Indiana is going on the road, which Andrew Minnis said doesn't really concern him that much. He thinks Southern Indiana, the boys in teal, are very dangerous, home or away, and he looks forward to playing Bowling Green yet again. But if Bowling Green falls to Pre-College, then that means Bowling Green would be making the trip over to New Albany, and that would give the boys in teal the shot at them on their home field. Now, Pre-College, if you're wondering where do they fit in this whole thing, they're currently outside the playoff picture in 5th. But if they win and the FC Leopards fall to the Chattanooga United, then that would probably put Pre-College into the playoffs too. So a lot of teams have something to play for. Chattanooga and the FC Leopards are playing tonight. So one of those teams, Pre-College, would know the result going in. But if you're a Southern Indiana fan, you can hope, win, lose, or draw, that the Pre-College side is going to come out and try to be like the Detroit Lions were a couple years ago against the Green Bay Packers. Here's a slide.
Beautiful
shot.
finish. Daiki Ozawa with the finish. Daiki, great to see him back on the field. Excellent finish for Daiki. Right place, right time. Just smashes it in the back of the net.
What a wonderful weapon to have if you're Southern Indiana. Daiki Ozawa.
32nd minute.
Excellent placement on the pass. Daiki right there to smash it in. 6-0 in the 32nd minute.
Again, the all-time record, one season, almost a full season in, is 7 goals. And Southern Indiana is letting fly.
Yeah, Andrew Minnis was not shy in saying that they were going to come out and they were going to get revenge on, not revenge really, but come out and play just pedal to the metal, get a response from the loss last weekend. Now the question is, for me, as a former player and now coaching and broadcasting, but biggest question for me is how long, with the score being what it is, how long do you keep the starters in? You want to make sure that everybody's healthy going into next weekend against Bowling Green. That's my biggest question, is how long do you keep them in?
Perrin plays it left. It's an interesting balance, because if you want to be on, fully on fire, everybody clicking, then the argument would bend towards keeping the starters in for a while, just because we want to build continuity. We want everybody on the same page. The other side is it's 6-0.
Yep.
So,
yeah, exactly.
So it's going to be interesting how Andrew Minnis balances that with the score and the weather, which is hot, and also with, hey, we want to make sure everybody's clicking, because those last 5 matches, you look at the fit sheet for Southern Indiana, and it's not the most flattering just yet. They've had a couple wins, a couple draws, that one loss. Now there were 5 players missing. This is going to be a pretty definitive statement. How much...
Nkosi. Goal! Nkosi Graham with the hat trick in the first half.
You can toss your head off on that one. 19th, 22nd, and 34th minute for Nkosi Graham, who had no goals coming in, and let me tell you, he's been lighting it up.
Nkosi Graham, keeper comes out off his line, puts it beautifully past him into the left side of the net, low into the corner, exactly where you want to go. Beautiful finish by Nkosi Graham.
There have been some situations where Mark Hernandez has been a little hung out to dry, and Nkosi Graham, he has been overwhelming for this Boom side to try to defend. Look at that. Not at halftime yet, and 7th spot. That equals Southern Indiana's best score, which was 7-0 against Chattanooga back on April 7th here at the Green Valley Sports Complex.
So talking to Andrew Minnis earlier in the season, he just absolutely raved about Nkosi Graham. He is a closer. He is a finisher. He can score. He's a great distributor as well. Nothing but amazing things to say about Nkosi Graham coming back from his injury, only a couple matches in from his injury, and he is putting on an absolute stunning show tonight for the New Albany crowd.
Yeah, they've got a lot to celebrate, and if you really want to go have a celebratory bite to eat, as Zawa feeds it up ahead, outside, Muhammad.
Goal! Muhammad with the goal. Fantastic finish. Oh, that was Vlad. Vlad with the goal.
And correction on that, Vlad. Verdienko, second goal of the day, and the route is on. Giving a high five to the kids who've come out, and that was another touch. We can touch on that in a moment, but first thing, let's acknowledge this touch, firm and accurate.
Yeah, absolutely, firm and accurate on the strike. But what a touch by David Ibrahimkadic, putting it through the wickets on the Jackson Boom defender, and Vlad just smashes it into the back of the net.
Outstanding. 8-0, 36th minute. At Chicken Salad Chick. We make our food from scratch every day using fresh quality ingredients. We have how many flavors do they have, Brant? 12 flavors of chicken salad, plus soups, sides, sandwiches, and desserts. Whether you're craving traditional, savory, spicy, or fruity and nutty chicken salad, we have something for everyone. Visit Chicken Salad Chick at Veterans Parkway in Jeffersonville, coming soon to the Ockmore Mall in Louisville, or order online today. You can feast on some chicken salad, and you can feast on this offensive performance. There you see it, most goals in a game ever for Southern Indiana FC.
Oh, big slip up at the back. Oh,
yeah, I was about to say it could get worse. It still might. Here's Vlad. There has already been one hat trick so far. Muhammad looking to contribute to maybe another one, and there's a shot that was knocked down by Alain Bizoza, who had a good line of sight on the ball. Kind of a little bit of a weak toss, and the Boom are going to be in trouble here again. They're able to recover it some, and here comes Southern Indiana with Muhammad.
Muhammad, great ball work, great footwork. Can he get it into the middle?
No, denied by Hernandez and put it into the teeth of all those young, aspiring soccer players.
Here's the problem for the Boom is that the Southern Indiana FC attack has been so consistent all night long, just hammering it down their throats. The keeper's having to make decisions to come off his line. He's unfortunately been beaten several times coming off his line. Here's another opportunity for SIFC.
Bizoza, and that was offsides, I think. Either way, that one won't count. It'll stay 8-0.
But at this point in the match, they're down 8-0. You feel for the keeper at this point because unfortunately, there's nothing he can do. This SIFC team is just hammering it down his throat, and I think the onslaught will continue here. But what I've seen from Southern Indiana FC so far is that they have been absolutely beautifully on point in every aspect of play. From obviously Zane Love at keeper. He's made a couple great saves so far, getting him back in the action right here as well. But the defense, having that healthy defensive line, having everybody back there intact. The midfield has been solid. Obviously, the attack has been phenomenal for Southern Indiana FC as Dykey's on the ball again for SIFC. Having Dykey back, can he strike? Beautiful pass.
They fanned a couple, and Vlad puts it into the side of the net. Was it off a hand? Looks like no.
But I'm absolutely loving everything that I'm seeing from Southern Indiana FC in every aspect of play for the boys in teal this evening.
It's been pretty. Well, it's not been pretty. It's been definitive.
Absolutely. Oh, beautiful ball. Can Vlad finish? Yes, he can.
Yes.
Second hat trick. Vlad with his third goal of the match puts it in the upper right-hand corner of the net. Just took it. One touch off his right foot, took a nice little step, put it right into the top corner of the net. Vlad with a hat trick, 2 hat tricks on the night with Nkosi and Vlad. 9-0 in the first half for SIFC. Our highlight reel at halftime is going to be incredible.
We might have to have 2 halftimes to be able to fit on all those goals. They just keep racking them up. Vlad Perdieko, 3rd goal of the day. That means he and Nkosi Graham, that is... Well, that's 66%, 67%, rounded up.
Hey, you're the math guy.
Six of them between those two. Nkosi Graham, a hat trick. Vlad Perdieko, a hat trick. 9-0 Southern Indiana. We might have to fire up that most goals ever. We'll just keep that one on the quick trigger because Southern Indiana SIFC. There it is again. Most goals in a game by Southern Indiana FC. We'll see if another one will be added, as the Boom have been the recipient of a huge blast of offense from Southern Indiana.
And here's what myself wants to see, as well as Coach Minnis. Don't let up off the gas. The way that Andrew Minnis has coached this entire season doesn't matter what the score is. You don't let off the gas. And that's exactly what we were seeing from SIFC off the kickoff, too, is that they're not letting up anytime soon.
Dowd played it to Perrin. Perrin, a great pass up that far sideline, chipped on by Bezosa.
Beautiful pass.
Trying for that far corner, and here's a beg for another handball. Won't be rewarded into the 42nd minute. And you see all those, the kids, the young boys, the young men over on the sideline. That's in part because the Youth Academy has been invited tonight, and they have gotten a you can see it. It's on the screen. You can see the very strong presence by the Youth Academy guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited for Nick Hunter, SIFC, Coach Andrew Minnis, everything that they're doing, not only in the community, but this Youth Academy for Southern Indiana FC is absolutely incredible. The build-up for this, the tryouts were incredible. Everything that's going on with the Southern Indiana FC Youth Academy is absolutely massive. They said that they have filled out all of the age groups for boys and girls for the Youth Academy at SIFC, which is absolutely massive in the first year for that Youth Academy.
Diallo. Nice switchback. Across the field. Muhammad. Thought he might have played it too far in front. Bezosa!
Great save. Great save.
And Hernandez got his hand up just in time. This one a little bit more of a dinker, and Hernandez had to cover that one up too. It'll be a corner kick for Southern Indiana. But I think that's really important. We mentioned the effort of going out to meet the community, go to the farmer's market, meet the soccer team, get a couple tomatoes, maybe some kettle corn, and then, but not only have they covered that of just getting the name out there, but creating that youth academy to give the youth an opportunity to grow in soccer and to play, and get to see their heroes out there on the pitch thrive tonight. It's been an all-encompassing effort of this club to grow itself.
Well, it's so great for these young kids. I know if my son, if we lived down in New Albany, we would be going to the youth academy as well. My son is a soccer player as well, but I love seeing those kids on the sideline. They are literally on the field right there every stoppage of play. The players are going over and celebrating with them when they score goals. It's great to see the camaraderie for this organization top to bottom for Southern Indiana FC.
This one headed high, trying to be brought down by Jock. He can't quite get there. There's Igor with his slowing up the attack. And it's just every step taken by Jackson is just belabored.
Yeah, absolutely. They can't get anything going. Here's a save here, but yeah, unfortunately for Jackson Boom, they haven't been able to get anything going. They haven't been able to build out of the back. They can't get anything over the halfway line because as soon as they try to, just like this, Kenny played into the middle.
Diallo, the cross, Bezosa, a selfless play, and then just wide by Ozawa.
Daiki with a great strike, unfortunately got deflected. I think that was headed straight to the corner. But again, with Jackson Boom, they haven't been able to get organized because this attack from Southern Indiana FC has been all over them.
Played short. Igor Ibrahim Kadic. Bounds away to Ozawa. Here's Jock. Bradley Watts into the game. Sends it out wide. Bezosa looking for Vlad. He gives it back. Bezosa. He was cut off well by the defense. They responded well that time. Vlad. Or, excuse me, that's Perrin. That's Luca Perrin who's come all the way up from the center back spot.
Referee says play on after that tackle. Said nothing here.
Yeah, don't worry about it, boys. You just keep playing. As we get close to halftime.
And this is what I was talking about earlier. As soon as Jackson gets on the ball, this SIFC team, they just smother as soon as they get on the ball.
And look at all, we'll point this out if we have another look at it. And if this, no, we will now. We're going over to halftime. I was going to say all the black shirts that were just boxed in where they can't extend the field at all. And what they also couldn't extend is the score 9-0 at the half, Brant. Southern Indiana dominant.
Absolutely dominant. I can't get over this attack for SIFC. Like you said, that's just one way to put it, Jonathan. It's absolutely dominant. They're playing very cohesive soccer, very fast-paced soccer, and they're taking advantage of all the opportunities in front of the goal.
Just before halftime, I want to give one shout-out to Forever Lawn Kentuckiana as the premium synthetic turf partner of SIFC, specializing in residential putting greens, playgrounds, dog runs, and many sports fields. Not many, they would do many, but many, like small sports fields, as well as commercial dog parks, full sports fields, see, they got both, and playgrounds. No job is too big or too small for Forever Lawn Kentuckiana. The grass is always greener with Forever Lawn, and it always seems greener when you lead 9-0 at the half.
Absolutely.
And Brant and I will be back at halftime. It is 9-0 Southern Indiana FC all over the Jackson.
Chicken salad chick.
I've been looking for love. I've forgotten what I missed, but I remember that high. The first thing I'd say, this is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the chick.
Hey everybody out there with Southern Indiana FC, the new pro team in Southern Indiana. My name is Bill Green with Oxen's Partners Wealth Management. You can look me up at billgreen.co and you'll find all the information you need to get a hold of me at my office and schedule a meeting to come in and talk about financial planning, retirement planning, estate planning needs, insurance planning needs, pretty much anything that a fiduciary financial advisor would help with. You take care, and I'll see you at the games.
New Albany Heating and Air can save you almost half of what other companies may charge you. Locally and family owned, New Albany Heating and Air has over 75,000 satisfied customers. You need it hot or you need it cold? Call New Albany Heating and Air today. New Albany Heating and Air can save you almost half of what other companies may charge you. Locally and family owned, New Albany Heating and Air has over 75,000 satisfied customers. You need it hot or you need it cold? Call New Albany Heating and Air today.
Welcome back to the Green Valley Soccer Complex and that big mob right in the middle. Those are the youth players we talked about a little bit earlier. And just what an opportunity for them to play soccer at a high level and then get to see soccer played at the top level and in dominant fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. Knowing that this is a professional organization running this youth academy, these players are in fantastic hands. But this SAFC organization has grown immensely with the number of youth academy players that have joined. So excited for what they can do in the fall.
So talk about this because you lived it a little bit, but over in Europe, when they have like a club, like there will be youth teams that work up, and then you have the top level of whether it's Manchester City or whomever. There's the professional, but there's levels below. Like Lionel Messi played for Barcelona forever.
Yeah.
Even before he was a pro.
Yeah. Yeah, so they have the academy teams, and then they have the reserve teams, and then they have the second and top teams. So there are several components to a professional club, but what this team specifically is doing here at SIFC, Europe is a whole different story. Don't even get me started on what happens in Europe, Jonathan, but how this SIFC team works is that they have the youth academy, and then obviously they have their top players as well. So
Brant, Jonathan, what you saw in that first half was pretty good soccer there by Southern Indiana. What stood out to you? And you can't say the goal scoring. What about the team? What aspect about the first half stood out to you the most?
Yeah, aside from the goal scoring, right? Obviously a dominant performance. But what I've loved seeing so far is the way that they're playing with pace, the way that they're playing with cohesiveness, the trust that they have on the field with one another. Going into the playoffs, you want that trust. You want that cohesiveness as a team. But the health of this team is being showcased right now, too. Everybody being able to play at that pace, playing under control. You haven't seen SIFC get out of control. They're controlling the pace. They are organized. Organization has been huge for them tonight, which is massive. Obviously, the goal scoring. You can't get out of it without talking about the goal scoring because they have been very impressive finishes. Nkosi Graham, Vlad, Igor Ibrahim Kadic, Daiki getting involved as well. So just a lot of great team play, which is massive for Andrew Minnis and this team going into the playoffs next week.
How about that with Nkosi Graham, getting him into the act where he's been playing all years, still fresh out of the college world, having played at Evansville,
yeah.
and then he's able to come in and rack up a few of these highlights here. He'll be coming up in a minute.
Yeah, we've got a few of these highlights here, and there's Igor's first goal. Great one-touch finish to the back of the net. We've got Vlad here with the beautiful little cheapo over the keeper. Keeper had to make a decision. Vlad puts it right over the top of him. Great touch. Then we have Igor here with his second goal. Another one-touch finish to the left side there. Beautiful finish and great footwork here. Nkosi Graham getting involved.
And that's one. This is two.
This run here is special for me because he used his pace, he used his control. He had Vlad to the left, and he put it right into the back of the net. Daiki getting involved here. Nice little one-touch smash to the back of the net.
Look at that give. He who gives receives, and that's 3 for Nkosi Graham. But he wasn't, Brant, the only one with a hat trick in the first half.
No, absolutely not. This touch by David Ibrahim Kadic, fantastic, and then Vlad just crushes it into the top corner. Great finish. Again, it's been an all-out team effort, but the goal scoring has been incredible. But what I want to highlight here and what Coach Andrew Minnis will take away from this match, Jonathan, is the way that this team has played as one. They're playing under control. They're matching the pace. Jackson can't get under control. They can't get anything out of the back. The keeper's absolutely out of sorts, and just lack of communication on Jackson Boom's part. But the team play is huge for Andrew Minnis.
I think you can say more about this. I was going to, at the end of the first half, bring it up, but it happened so late. But you noticed that Jackson had to put so many players in the back to try to defend that they couldn't stretch the field, which meant that Southern Indiana could just fire away at them at will.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like you mentioned, too, before the end of the half, is that there were so many players boxed in that they couldn't get the ball anywhere. And as soon as they did get the ball somewhere, guess who swarmed? SIFC did.
Yeah.
And multiple players were swarming for SIFC to get control back of the ball. So, again, I'm going to harp on it time and time again. Cohesiveness, trust with one another as a team. The team play for SIFC has been absolutely massive tonight. You can't say enough great things about what the boys in teal are doing tonight on a beautiful Saturday night in New Albany.
We'll be back for more. Get you set for the second half next on ISC Sports Network.
Welcome to Chicken Salad Chick.
I've been looking for love. I've forgotten what I miss, but I remember that high. The first thing I'd say, this is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the Chick.
New Albany Heating and Air can save you almost half of what other companies may charge you. Locally and family owned, New Albany Heating and Air has over 75,000 satisfied customers. You need it hot or you need it cold? Call New Albany Heating and Air today.
Southern Indiana FC.
Into the 18, turns, oh, and finds the back of the net.
Season tickets are on sale right now. Just $50. And tickets to all 6 spring 2024 regular season home matches. VIP training sessions to watch and interact with the team. And 15% off all merchandise at SIFCmerch.com.
1-0 on an absolutely beautiful strike.
Southern Indiana FC.
The home crowd is absolutely loving this.
Fear the teal.
New Albany Heating and Air can save you almost half of what other companies may charge you. Locally and family owned, New Albany Heating and Air has over 75,000 satisfied customers. You need it hot or you need it cold? Call New Albany Heating and Air today.
ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
Brewer jams it home.
That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net.
A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness.
122.60 for Penn. What a swim. Six of them.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can
The Chicken Salad Chick.
I've been looking for love. I've forgotten what I miss, but I remember that high. The first thing I'd say, this is pure, this is perfect. Something nothing else can do, just you. So give me you.
There's no place like the Chick.
I don't know about you guys, but that commercial makes me very, very hungry. And if I was hungry for more goals, well, we got a whole second half. It was 9-0 in the first. What are you looking forward to see here, Brent, in the second half?
Yeah, I think we're going to see some new faces, Jonathan. I think we're going to see some new faces from Southern Indiana FC. I think we might see some different changes from Coach Andrew Minnis when it comes to how they attack. You know, are they going to play more of a possession game? Are they going to stay on the gas? You know, what are we going to see there? I'd love to see Kenny Walker get some run. Big Kenny Walker is a force in the midfield. Could keep him for the playoffs as well. Just try to keep him as healthy as possible. But they have done everything that Coach Andrew Minnis has wanted them to do. They got on the board early. They've limited turnovers. Been absolutely suffocating at the back. And Jackson Boom hasn't even been able to get past midfield most of the match because they are attacking every single time they get there. So it's been fun to watch.
I wanted to add on to something you said earlier where a lot of times in games like this where it gets out of hand, whatever the sport, whether soccer, basketball, what have you, you'll hear coaches say, I want to be able to see us keep the fire going, keep the pedal down. And that's exactly what Southern Indiana did.
Yep. They have absolutely stayed at pace with what Coach Andrew Minnis loves to do is absolutely pedal to the metal, stay on it, keep on the attack. Look at the scoreboard. It's 9-0. This is a fantastic match. And the second half is going to be a lot of fun.
It was, and what I think was also impressive, not only was Southern Indiana keeping the pressure on, but you tend to see teams get sloppy.
Yep.
Where they're just, everyone knows what the score is out there on the field. They're not just going from, we're going to take this possession by possession type thing. They all know it's 7, it's 8, whatever the score. But Southern Indiana, that didn't slow them down or make them relax on the field. They just kept playing well the entire time.
Yeah, like I said, I touched on it before the last break, is that this has been an absolute team effort for Southern Indiana FC. They've stayed organized. They've stayed disciplined. More so organization throughout the entire field, offensively, defensively, midfield. Zane Love calling out commands out at the back like we'd love to hear him do. But biggest thing is staying organized and making sure that they aren't letting anything get past them tonight.
That's now 4 men who have 3 goals on the year after today. Well, actually more than that. There's 6 guys that have scored 3 goals. Nikosi Graham, Vlad Perdiekos both come. Well, their 3 have each come today.
What's great about, you talk about Dykey, you talk about Nikosi Graham. Those are 2 players that have come back from injury this season. Dykey hurt his hamstring.
From there, so you get that someone that, especially the youth academy, they can point towards. Let's see, that's one of our guys.
Yeah, he's a hometown kid, hometown hero to these youngsters as well because he's from that area. And seeing him on the pitch, great save by Zane. That's Sean.
Sean Rippey, who
Sean
had
Rippey
to get horizontal and flicked it away with his fingertips.
Yeah, great save by Sean there. Sean, also a great story, living down in Kentucky and commutes to practice every single day of practice, doesn't miss. Just absolutely committed to this team, a great leader in the locker room for this team as well. The team loves him, the players love him, coaches love him. Sean Rippey is a tremendous story and a great teammate.
Man, two really great examples of just Kentuckiana. One is Sean Rippey, the other Forever Lawn Kentuckiana is the premium synthetic turf partner of SIFC, specializing in residential putting greens, playgrounds, dog runs, and mini sports fields, as well as full sports fields, commercial dog parks, and playgrounds. No job is too big or too small with Forever Lawn in Kentuckiana. The grass is always greener with Forever Lawn, and it'll be really green if Sean Rippey is able to keep making saves like that because the ball is not going to touch it.
Yeah, absolutely. He got absolutely parallel to the ground on that one.
A good clean save. 9-0 our score. Just a offensive explosion in that first half, and it wasn't even. It was the whole first half. Got started early, never stopped.
Yeah, absolutely. Just what Coach Andrew Minnis wanted. Get the game started early with a quick goal. They did that, and then they just kept piling it on. So we'll see what happens here in the second half. But so far, great possession for Southern Indiana FC.
Rayleigh, the cross in front, deflected down and screamed out of play.
Into the parking lot.
Right. Also, 50th minute now. We saw Luca Perrin. Look how far up he was to help initiate that offense. He's well across midfield, well into almost the attacking third for Southern Indiana to get set for a corner kick. If you're the opponent and the opposing center back, and he's not one of them, he is the primary center back is all the way up across the midfield line. That's not good.
That's not good. But also notice the pace he had to get back as well, which was huge, and that's going to be a big point of emphasis for Southern Indiana FC, is making sure that if you go up, you best get back, because we don't want to lose in a numbers game. So.
And an offsides call against the Boom, as there's Perrin pumping his fist. Covenant Realty, discover the difference with Covenant, your trusted partner for residential and commercial real estate sales, as well as building and remodeling projects. Whether you're searching for your dream home, seeking the perfect commercial space, or looking to transform your property through renovation and construction, Covenant is here to make your vision a reality. Contact owner Travis Atkinson today, and let's build something extraordinary together. Call 502-641-9951. That seems a little ambitious. You want to build something extraordinary. That's what you're going for. If you want to get something ordinary, but extraordinary.
Why be like everybody else?
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to have an extraordinary offensive performance as well as any real estate needs.
Great opportunity here for SIFC. Great sliding tackle.
Jock is able to recover, though, and winds it up and drives it off the shoulder of one of the defenders. He regathers it, though. He's got help with him, but he passes it inside instead of back. Here, pouncing up ahead was Finazzi. Jock takes the contact, goes down, and I think they're gonna. I thought they were gonna let it go, and I still think they're going to.
Stick around after the match. There will be player access autograph photos after the match.
Looks like he's standing on the spot there. We may have a PK here, Jonathan.
Here's a replay.
That was a solid hip check. That was a solid hip check.
I think the argument for a penalty kick is pretty strong, and there it is.
Yep.
So it is a penalty kick. Normally when you see a penalty kick, you see the opposing team will be like, and
arguing. Yeah, they knew.
Words.
Yeah, they knew.
But that time it was pretty obvious. And here's Jock.
Yeah, if you're Jock right here, you want to go low and to the corner, but you want to hit it with pace.
Now, Hernandez was able to defend one low to his right earlier. Like a low left.
Excellent finish. Excellent finish by Jacques. Just exactly what I said there. Low to the corner. He hit it with pace. Keeper guessed correctly. Ball had too much pace on it. Jacques, beautiful finish to the corner of the net.
And another peak.
And we have now hit double digits
10
for SIFC.
Nothing.
That keeper guessed absolutely correct. Unfortunately, the ball had too much pace on it, just outside the reach of the keeper. Beautiful finish by Jacques.
That's the thing. You don't want to lollipop that thing in there. If you're going to go, be decisive, right?
Absolutely, be decisive. 10-0. Southern Indiana FC. Just an absolute offensive onslaught for the boys in teal. If you're a teal fan, you are very excited about what you're seeing on the pitch here tonight.
And if you're not, you should be. By the way, third time tonight we've had a new record in goals scored by Southern Indiana FC. It was 7. There it is. Most goals in a game. You keep that handy there, J.D. Arland. Back in the studio.
JD doing a fantastic job as always. Back in the studio for us, ISC Sports Network.
Doing an extraordinary job, really. That's a callback to the Covenant Realty, by the by. Free kick here, or will it be a corner kick?
Again, a free kick here, and this is exactly what Andrew Minnis wants his team to work on, is making sure that they're organized on set pieces, making sure that every attacker is accounted for, so no slip-ups happen in the box.
It's kind of a weird angle for a free kick.
Yeah, no, there's really no way that he can go directly at the goal unless he put a lot of bend on it, like Mr. David Beckham used to do back in the day.
Get a lot of air under it.
Yeah, but look at this run. Going in. Oh!
Off the top.
Just off the top. He tried to bend it under the bar. Sean Rippey was there, but unfortunately put too much height on it, and it went over the bar. So goal kick, SIFC.
That's an ambitious shot there from that angle, you know.
And unfortunately for Jackson Boom, there were several players running into the box. It looked like a couple were unaccounted for.
Which you don't want to see if you're Southern Indiana.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if we, later in the week, going into training when Andrew Minnis, if there were guys that were running, open, that's something he'll call up and show his team. When this is what coaches do. If you beat somebody 10-0, they'll bring that up, make you feel like it was the worst game
Absolutely.
you've ever had.
They will show you exactly what you did wrong every single time, even in a blowout loss. Great run here by Finn Rayleigh.
And he's able to just tightrope that sideline. He's got help with him with Jock. Rayleigh not able to maintain possession, though. Good recovery by the Boom. But I want to go back to that free kick, because it seemed like the play, not to second-guess him, but it seemed like the play just chip it up there and let someone try to run it in, because the degree of difficult from that close to be able to try to bend it into goal here, that's a tough task.
Oh, great opportunity here for Jackson Boom and cleared away by SIFC. But back to your point, Jonathan, is that on a set piece like that, if you have that really tough angle, I love what you said. You want to put that ball where a teammate can get it. You want to chip it up. You want to put it more towards the penalty spot. You had two players running towards the penalty spot. You could have played it low. There was space there to fit that ball in on a running player, but unfortunately he didn't see it or he chose to go his own way. But that was a wasted opportunity for Jackson Boom.
Because you could also, another idea is you could either play it back to someone standing further back or someone at the top of the box. Either way, scoring opportunity here, and a save made first and swept clean by Perrin.
Yeah, Sean Rippey getting tested here early in the second half for SIFC. Jackson Boom playing with some organization at the top, and it's showing through already.
This is also much of the second team for Southern Indiana out there getting their experience, and Sean Rippey, he got a little scare there from that one, almost clean shot at him.
Another great run here by Jackson Boom.
There's another cleaned out away by the center backs for Southern Indiana, and they're being tested a lot more here in this second half.
So what I love about Sean Rippey, and Coach Andrew Minnis has mentioned this too in some of the several calls that we've had with him, is that Sean Rippey has started 2 matches this season for SIFC, so there's a lot of trust from Coach Minnis and the coaching staff with Sean Rippey filling in for Zane Love at keeper. So no worry with Sean Rippey at the back. It's not like he's, some third string quarterback for the Colts coming in. But there's a lot of trust there with Sean Rippey at keeper for SIFC.
He makes saves like he did earlier, then that builds the trust pretty fast.
Absolutely. That's a great point.
Anytime you have to go off frame to make one of the goals, it'll be brought back.
Yeah, Sean Rippey actually started the season against FK Hahn for Southern Indiana FC when Zane Love was injured. Did a great job, got the win for SIFC.
Yeah, 4-1. Only one squeaked through.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate penalty. Don't get Coach Andrew Minnis going on that one, but he
coaches have long memories on
they do.
Penalties.
They absolutely. Any foul that's called on their players, there's a reason behind why it shouldn't have been called.
You know who you should call, though, is Covenant Realty. Discover the difference with Covenant, your trusted partner for residential and commercial real estate sales, as well as building and remodeling projects. Whether you're searching for your dream home, seeking the perfect commercial space, or looking to transform your property through renovation and construction, Covenant is here to make your vision a reality. Contact owner Travis Atkinson today, and let's build something extraordinary together. This is what you call 502-641-9951.
Tough tackle there by Jacques. Got a free kick here for Jackson Boom. And what I love about seeing new faces on the field, yes, are they getting run? Definitely. That's huge for Coach Minnis and his coaching staff as I look forward to see who they can have when it comes to the playoffs. But they're getting tested at the back right now, which is what we didn't see at all in the first half. So a big sign for them as they look back at the tape going into next weekend.
Rayleigh, Benazzi. It's a 1-2 game, and it just squeaks through the 5-hole of Rayleigh. This will be a throw-in for the Boom. And Perrin cleans that one out. And a little skipped, though, just past Kamal Yarborough. Shot on and just wide of Sean Rippey. You see Rippey having a few communications. It is just a little bit more disjointed along the back end, as that's not what we saw in the first half. What we saw in the first half was anytime the Southern Indiana backline, which this is inevitable, the best teams in the world will have moments of momentary lapse and miscommunication. But what the best teams in the world do is they recover from it, and we saw that in the first half from Southern Indiana. And so far, Jackson hasn't been able to capitalize on any of their chances.
Right, and that doesn't mean they won't. But the way that this SIFC team has been able to bounce back through and through, not only in this match but this season, just shows how strong of a team and organization they are.
Played back at the moment by Bradley Watts, and now they work it up that sideline with so many bright faces joined in the New Albany Sun.
Like I said before, this community has completely wrapped their arms around this team, and every match that I've been to with SIFC, these stands are always packed. They're loud, they're cheering, they love their boys in teal, and they are absolutely showing out for their team tonight.
That's great, and it's been reciprocal too. You've seen the club has really been embracing their area, whether it's in Corydon or here in New Albany, and then the communities have come out to support them too.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, if you haven't followed Southern Indiana FC on social media, you can follow exactly what they're doing out in the community. Like we talked about at halftime, they were actually at the farmers market today. I mean, I hope they pick me up a bag of kettle corn because that sounds delicious right now.
It's so good.
But you know, they're out, they're immersing themselves in the community, and the fans in the community are absolutely loving every second of it.
You know, also be so good is Chicken Salad Chick. They make their food from scratch every single day. They make their food from scratch using fresh quality ingredients. We have 12 flavors of chicken salad plus soup, sides, sandwiches, and dessert. I mean, what more could you want? Whether you're craving traditional, savory, spicy, fruity, or nutty chicken salad, we have something for everyone. Visit Chicken Salad Chick at Veterans Parkway in Jeffersonville. Coming soon also to the Oxmoor Mall in Louisville. Or you can just order online today. Do the new old-fashioned way. Our score, most of those goals came in the first half. Jock added one here in the second. It was 9-0 at halftime, and it's held at 10 for quite a while. We've seen Southern Indiana have to defend more here in the second half. The Boom have made it a little bit more difficult. They've been able to get some transition offense going, but if you're looking for a primer coming up for the postseason against Bowling Green, what you saw that first half, the ability for Southern Indiana to make Jackson defend the entirety of the first half. That's something that has to be encouraging when you get ready for postseason play.
Great step here. Can Jock take it?
With the left. Oh,
great
just a
save.
Great slide tackle of a save by Hernandez.
Going back to your point, Jonathan, is that you have Bowling Green FC coming up next weekend. Whether you're home, whether you're away, we don't know until after 8 o'clock tomorrow night when they play pre-college DA, which will be a great matchup tomorrow evening. But what that says is, great opportunity there for SIFC. That's why I paused there.
He got under another one. He blew that one through the back net. It's going to hit a car.
You know you have a tough matchup next weekend coming up against Bowling Green FC. You drew the first match. You lost the second match. But like Coach Andrew Minnis said, whether they're home or away, they know they're gonna wreak havoc against Bowling Green FC. But what I want to see the rest of this second half from SIFC is possession. Can they keep possession? But can they play at pace? Can they keep possession while they're maintaining that pace? So Jackson Boom so far in the second half is playing a lot more organized than we saw in the first half.
And here's a chance to break it down as Ollie Dickman plays it out to the right side. Here is the rocket ship leg of Watts. He dumps it back. Yarbo. Vanazi. Yarbo, can he run it down? Yes. Off the foot of Rayleigh. Gets some width. Can he cross it in front? He does so. Chipped on by Watts, but he got under it again.
Great play into the box by Finn Rayleigh. Great footwork, getting to the outside of the box. Plays it in with the outside of his foot towards the penalty spot. Unfortunately, Watts just got too far behind it and just couldn't get over the ball, put it way over the ball, or way over the goal into the parking lot. But another great opportunity for SIFC there. But great ball by Finn Rayleigh right to the penalty spot. That's exactly what you want to see from SIFC if you're Coach Andrew Minnis.
I mean, you saw that out of Diallo in the first half,
Yep.
the ability to get deep and get the cross off in time to just on time, so that your fellow attacking player can actually get an effort on it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We like you said, we saw that in the first half with Diallo, but what Finn Rayleigh has been able to do this season with SIFC too, he is so fast down that sideline. And he's so accurate with his passing, and that's exactly what he showcased there.
Yeah, I really enjoy watching him play. So far, when he's touched the ball, something's going to happen.
Yeah.
And normally it's very good.
Yeah, he's so much fun to watch.
Coming on to the almost the 70th minute here in New Albany, as shadows are getting long across this pitch. Great facility here, Green Valley Soccer Complex. The New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning, SIFC, is brought to you by New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning, serving Louisville. And another goal.
Another goal. Fantastic finish by SIFC there.
That just squeaked on in there. That was an effort there by Ollie Dickman, which was roundly supported by New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning. They've been in Louisville and Southern Indiana since 1978 with thousands of satisfied customers, just like everybody in attendance for this match here today. They provide reliable installation and repairs for your furnace and your air conditioning needs. For more information and a free quote, call New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning at 812-944-6019 or Google New Albany Heating and Air Conditioning, and you can just find out all the information you could possibly want, such as the score, 11-0, which is a new highest score in the history of Southern Indiana Football Club history.
Yeah, it was a great ball into Ollie Dickman, and then he just flicked it on with his head right into the back of the net. He played it off his head from some distance as well, so that was had some power to it. So great opportunity there by Ollie Dickman. Great goal.
Yeah, you saw the halftime score. Southern Indiana has now added 2 more here in the second half, as the Boom have been blasted, and right on cue, Finazzi took it away and a little too aggressively.
Yeah, it came in late. I didn't really see too much on it. Looks like it had all ball.
There it is.
Most goals in a game again.
Keep racking them up.
Fantastic graphics from JD back at the studio.
Can Jackson get a reply? Not if they're offsides.
The way Jackson Boom has played so far this second half, they're playing a lot more organized. They're getting more touches in front of the box. It looks like we have another hydration break. It is still a hot one down in New Albany. That turf is hotter than anything. Yes, the sun is beating down on them, but that turf can get so hot. So definitely a hydration break needed. But
it'd be really good if you could just get the sun to work for you. We might be calling. They are calling it, but that does let us work this in, though. Very important. Orion Renewable Energy Group is a proud sponsor of SIFC. Orion puts the sun to work for Indiana families and clean renewable energy. There's power in the sun, and Orion Renewable Energy Group is developing clean energy with new solar projects across southern Indiana. To learn more, go to www.orionrenewables.com. Go team, go solar power in Indiana. 11-0, the final here from New Albany, and I mean, what a performance by Southern Indiana. If you could encapsulate it, you got the scarf dusted off, ready to roll.
Yeah, absolutely. This a gift from owner Nick Hunter of SIFC, so I'll proudly wear that tonight. But this attack for SIFC tonight, you have to be excited for what you see going into the playoffs next week against Bowling Green. Whether you're home, whether you're away, this team is going to be ready. Coach Andrew Minnis is going to have this team ready to go. They're playing as a team, and that's exactly what you want to see. They played the entire match so well. Obviously, they had some second-team guys there in the second half, but the way the first team played in the first half, it's exactly what you want to see going into next week.
And a shutout's a shutout. too. What can folks expect to see from Bowling Green? Now we just saw them play. Here's the highlights from earlier in the game. But what can people expect to see from Bowling Green if they're watching this tape, which they are or will be, and be like, man, that offense looked pretty sharp today.
Yeah, Bowling Green, they also have a very strong attack. They're very sound defensively as well. The keeper doesn't make a lot of mistakes. They're very defensively sound as well. So it's going to be a challenge for SIFC that Coach Andrew Minnis and his coaching staff, they're going to have this team ready, but it is exactly that. It is going to be a challenge. It's the playoffs. This is where everything counts. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited for the playoffs. It's going to be great. But SIFC they're going to go into the playoffs. This team is built. They've wanted to win a national championship. They built this team knowing that that's exactly what they want to do as an organization. Nick Hunter mentioned that to us on Friday during the call, but that is still their goal. We know they're not going to be the 1 seed, but going in as a 2 or a 3, they're still in a great spot to come out of the conference to represent the conference moving forward in the playoffs, and I think they're going to make a pretty deep run.
Tennessee Tempo and either FC Leopards or pre-college would be the second game, but first things first, next week will be Bowling Green. Stay tuned to the social media, whether that is in New Albany or over in Kentucky. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Where then? Big thanks to Elijah working the cameras. Major thanks to JD back in the studio. Final day.
Yeah.
Working the P's and Q's. He did a very good job today.
JD, you are the best, sir. We wish you all the best in your new adventure. Can't thank you enough for everything. And the rest of the ISC Sports Network crew, we are so excited that you got to tune in with us today.
Indeed. Brant, I'm Jonathan, and we bid you adieu from New Albany, Indiana, where the Southern Indiana FC, the boys in teal, they were dominant today, 11-0 over the Jackson, Tennessee Boom.